check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, Andy Ruiz father sound like they're already looking ahead to fight Deontay Wilder. They want to be undisputed, and that would definitely punch Andy Ruiz ticket into the Hall of Fame. He pretty much, also touched on the rematch with Joshua, saying they have very, very little time to prepare for Joshua. Now they even got more time. They should handle business. I'll link the article from Boxing Scene in the description. Appreciate the love, support, Goodfellow Sports TV. One time for the one time. Let's talk a little bit about what Ruiz's father said, and Ruiz and Wilder matchup. I don't anticipate, unless, Wilder willing to pay step aside money. That may not happen for at least another calendar year. More than a calendar year. Shit, I think 2021, and I explained the timeline. But appreciate everybody for checking in. If you want to make a donation, I'll link in the description. Best way to help the channel is share the videos and check out our Patreon as well too. For Ruiz, obviously they want to build the hype up. Obviously, they want to get undisputed. Ain't no point in messing around. And somebody said, I can't remember who said it, but somebody was saying that Usyk should just be like, fuck Dillian White, fuck Takam. Eventually, at the time, it wasn't known that he was gonna fight Takam in a rematch. In the tune-up for heavyweight, he should go instantly for Anthony Joshua. And you know what? That dude was right. Usyk should have instantly went for Anthony Joshua. It ain't like he ain't got no experience fighting at heavyweight. He fought Joe Joyce in the World Series of Boxing at heavyweight. And I just want to say that. And Andy Ruiz got the right mindset. You know what I'm saying? I felt that he should build up versus Arreola fight. I would cancel Arreola and Konauki and make it easier fight for Arreola, and let Arreola line up to fight Ruiz maybe in Mexico, Southern California, and do a big Mexican, card next Cinco de Mayo. Arreola versus Ruiz. If Wilder was available, then I would do Wilder and Ruiz Cinco de Mayo next year to try to overshadow whatever Canelo was gonna do. They don't need Mayweather no more to push Canelo off those Cinco de Mayos or those Mexican dates. But Ruiz being heavyweight champion, that's very, very meaningful. A Mexican in the undisputed class versus Deontay Wilder. But obviously his father talking said they're gonna destroy Deontay Wilder. Could it happen? It could happen. Like I said, man, I said before Ruiz upset Anthony Joshua, and I've been saying that for the last couple of years. These heavyweights ain't shit, including Tyson Fury. He ain't that good. In the grand scheme of things, Tyson Fury probably never would have became champion in other eras. People say, "Oh, these guys are so small." Look here, man. Steve Cunningham put his ass out. All right, so you can't tell me that Ernie Shavers and Ali, George Foreman, Joe Frazier, even though a lot of them dudes in their prime was 220, 217, even Mike Tyson was 220 around there at his, he said at his best he was that weight. That shit don't mean nothing, man, because the tech, they was technicians back then, man. Whatever they did, they was good at it. Joe Frazier was good at bobbing and weaving, dipping and slipping. Now, it didn't go well versus George Foreman in his 2 fights. He got dropped like 1,000 times. But you know what? George Foreman was a specimen. All right, you can say whatever you want to say about George Foreman right now, but he was a specimen. And he would have cracked the shit out of Tyson Fury. Fury ain't got the jaw to fuck with him. Ali would have outmaneuvered him, outboxed him easily. And that goes for Deontay Wilder as well, too. And guys who didn't get a championship like Ernie Shavers and guys like that, they punching ability, you know what I'm saying? It just would have been different. Larry Holmes' jab would have been, so many other guys that probably would have walked through him. But my point is saying that anybody in that top 10 range could beat anybody. It's really no parity. Except for bum-ass Dillian White. He's just garbage. But other than him, and he can upset some guys, you know what I'm saying? But, it just shows you that these dudes ain't that good. Now the Klitschko era over with, now you got functional heavyweights that's 6'5", 6'6", and up that can walk and chew bubble gum. That wasn't the fact before. But now you got guys that can box, that can fight, that can do what they need to do to win fights. Now it's entertaining now, but at the same time, I didn't think the Klitschko era was that good. And I don't think this era is that good. You could ask a lot of guys that talk historic boxing talk, man. The other heavyweights, they might have been smaller, but you know what? They could fucking fight. They was doing, 15 rounders and shit like that. But Ruiz, yeah, he got a chance versus Wilder. You know what I'm saying? He got good hand speed. He got good ability. He kind of can move slip and move off his spot. He really ain't a plotter. He got good hand speed, and he kind of slip a little bit and dip under there. Eric Colina was able to give Wilder some good work. Gerald Washington height and range gave him a problem. That ain't the issue here, but pretty much Wilder would have to fight, or he had to fight Ruiz on the outside. If Ruiz is able to get inside of Wilder reach and he able to run those combinations, I don't think he'd a monstrous puncher. I don't think he'd a puncher of Luis Ortiz. I just think Anthony Joshua Chin was just that weak. And we heard about Joshua Chin from the boys, Lawrence O'Callaghan, David Price putting him down, with several guys that actually put him down. But all you really hear about around the sparring rumor mill that people really point out is David Haye knocked out Wilder in sparring. That didn't happen. David Haye confirmed that he put that clip up and he didn't fall to make him look good, and Wilder was an animal. David Haye was one of the first people to vouch for Wilder's heart and chin. Okay, and then you hear about AJ destroying Tyson Fury in the gym. All right, people say, oh, AJ destroyed Joshua. At the end of the day, what stays in the gym, what goes on in the gym should stay in the gym. But people pointed that out. But at the end of the day, Tyson Fury is a guy that ain't always in shape. He'll blow up in between fights. So when you talking about sparring, you don't know physically, mentally where guys at. They could be just getting back in the gym. They could just have a fight with their baby mama. They could have just been on an all-day field trip. They could be out with they could be up all night with their newborn, and they know they got to get in shape and come to the gym. So when you actually in training camp, a lot of dudes trying to cut weight. So sparring is a grain of salt. It's about working on things, getting better at things. Sometimes it's just about staying in rhythm. And you ain't always you don't win sparring, okay? You don't. When you in training camp, a lot of these dudes, and I want to say this real quick before I finish off on this, give my synopsis on Ruiz and Deontay Wilder. When you're in training camp, a lot of these dudes and I'm going to get to Errol Spence video next. A lot of these dudes got to cut weight the majority of the camp because they don't stay in shape in between fights. You don't have to stay on weight, but be in the 10, 15 pound range, no more than 20 pound range of your fight weight if you got to make weight. Stay in that range, but still stay in shape, hit the bag, run, do some fitness things or whatever like that. That's key. But a lot of dudes don't do that. So they got a 10-week, 12-week training camp, that's a long. Even Roger Mayweather say all you need is 8 weeks if you stay in shape. But 12-week training camp, the first 6 weeks you're probably cutting weight. You probably cutting weight so you really can't work and improve on things you need to improve on. You so focused on cutting weight. So that's stopping the progression of a lot of fighters because they don't stay in shape. So they got to worry about the first half of training camp, really cutting weight. And then we working on game plans and stuff of that nature. And everybody want to use that Mayweather. I don't watch tape. Mental preparation is just as key as physical preparation. But, look at the Ruiz and Wilder fight, man. Like I said, it's a battle of ranges, all right? And one thing I noticed, I was somewhere today, and I was just watching the TV, and I noticed that Wilder didn't get a lot of leverage on that left hook he hit Fury with. I just noticed that because I didn't watch the fight again. I said, man, if you could have got leverage on that punch, so Wilder can shorten his shots up and really hit you. So if Ruiz do get on the inside, Wilder got the ability to shorten that. He hit him with a left hook. He didn't even hit Fury with his toughest shot. So I told you guys, Wilder is a two-handed punching fighter. And Ruiz got to respect that. He got to keep his hands up. He got to stay alert. Everything got to be tight. He got to feint to get on the inside, something like Eric Molina do. Being on the outside, come up with a left hook. But then again, you got to keep that chin chuck, your defense tight, because Wilder got the ability to make historic and legendary moves in the boxing game, in the boxing ring. He may not consistently make great boxing moves, but you know what? You haven't played Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter better yet, and you punch a whole bunch of buttons, you do a special move, you ain't know how to do it. That's Deontay Wilder. He can pull off like great boxing moves. It's just that he don't know how to tap into it on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? That right hand left hook combination he hit Fury with, he hit Ruiz with that combination, man. He able to get a little bit more distance and more leverage on that left hook. That nigga going to sleep. Ruiz he ain't got that margin for error that Wilder got. So he had to get inside, work the bite like he did AJ, but it's different though. Wilder ain't no sitting duck. Wilder is a better mover. He may not look clean moving. He might look sloppy, but Wilder is a better mover. You know what I'm saying? And he able to walk you into things. His jab is going to be a problem. Getting past that stick, turning into a check left hook. You got to look out for the right hand. But I expect Wilder to ice Ruiz, man. I know Ruiz is tough, but I see 5 rounds and under. I think Ruiz have his moments, but at this point, looking at it, Wilder ice him. But, it wouldn't shock me if Ruiz able to, get water, good showing, and win. Like I said, anybody inside the top 10 10 in the heavyweight division can beat anybody, man, besides Dillian White, hoe ass. But hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, at thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow Unboxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products. Check them out. Really good products, candles, soaps, lotions, moisturizer bars, and all that. Want to make a donation, link, subscription. Continue to share the videos. Appreciate the love, support, man. Goodfellas Sports TV. Y'all know what the business is. We go.